LeVell, a former longtime advisor to President Trump. Bruce, good to see you, sir. Thanks so much for coming on. Obviously, a lot of back and forth with this commission. First, what do you make of McCarthy's decision to pull all 5 members after Pelosi's rejection of 2 congressmen, Jim Jordan and Jim Banks?
Yeah, well, I was sitting here reflecting, watching the previous trailer that you ran about January 6th, Sean, and, I'm sitting here, I'm still perplexed how this happened, first of all, especially when they knew about it December 14th. But, I see what the majority McCarthy leader, what he's trying to do. He's like, look, if we can't have our whole team, you don't run out there with half of your team if you can't have your whole team. And listen, one thing about Speaker Pelosi, and this is something that, and even the constituents need to understand something, as well as their colleagues. She can't help it. She has birthed her way through that seat through special interests. She has no control, and it'd be very interesting to know who is the real decision making, giving her these decisions, telling her do not do this, do not push out Jim Banks, push out Jim Jordan, don't let them come. And we all know why Jim Jordan and Jim Banks are being pushed out, because let me tell you something. Those guys have a wealth war chest of intel. They will hold everyone's feet to the fire, Republican or Democrat. They won't make this, a one-sided event. They want to get down to the truth of what happened and how the DOJ, as well as the law enforcement, knew about this all the way to December 14th. I've been there many, many times. Let me tell you, when a big crowd is coming, let me tell you something, Sean, they always are ready. There is so much devices around that Capitol on listening devices and video and surveillance. And with the new modern age of technology in terms of Instagram and Twitter, people are they're telling you for weeks and months that they're coming to an event. So it's no secret that you have tens of thousands of people coming to the Capitol and this to happen.
To ask you about that, and you mentioned Jim Jordan not making it for obvious reasons. He's been a staunch supporter of President Trump, as everyone has seen that. But some critics argue that would have been a healthy balance, if you will, to this committee, to have both sides and to push someone like Jim Jordan out. You wonder where this committee would go. Well, McCarthy's already threatening, making statements that he may start his own investigation into January 6th. I'm just curious. I'm not sure how much weight would go into that, how much power he would have in terms of subpoena power and others. But your thoughts on that statement, and really, is this a quick statement by McCarthy, or could you actually see a political panel put together by the House Minority Leader?
Yeah, I could see it. I know he's frustrated, because the people want some answers. And listen, in terms of Jim Jordan, yes, he was a staunch advocate for the president, but Jim Jordan is a staunch advocate for the Constitution. I know Jim. And, and that's really what we want and need. I don't want it one-sided. I just want the truth like everyone else. I don't want barricades and bars all around the Capitol, which we have here in Atlanta now. I want it to where our great republic, where we can go and protest and assemble, without worrying about these huge barricades and guards everywhere. And, it's sad. So I would love, and I know the American people too, and all the viewers and everyone, I know they like to get to the bottom of how our one of the most secure places in our country. All of a sudden you look on camera, you see all these people just walking all the way up through, like, what in the world is going on with this?
Yeah, there's been several videos.
I think we need some closure on it, respectfully. And that's the only way I think we're going to move forward with this. And I think, a full panel, let's get it all out there. Let's, as we say, let's come to Jesus, and have a meeting about this. And let's talk about this in front of the American people and see what comes out.
You talk about the Republican Party. Let's talk Liz Cheney. This is how she reacts to all of this. Watch this.
The rhetoric that we have heard from the minority leader is disingenuous. At every opportunity, the minority leader has attempted to prevent the American people from understanding what happened, to block this investigation. She objected to 2, one of whom may well be a material witness to events that led to that day, that led to January 6th. The other, who disqualified himself by his comments in particular over the last 24 hours, demonstrating that he is not taking this seriously.
So clearly she's hitting on the two that were kicked off the committee, or their nominations kicked out by Pelosi, but then also a big hit to House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy from fellow Republican Liz Cheney. Your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, if Liz Cheney, if you're watching this, I feel sorry for you, dear, because I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. Let me pray for you, first of all. But listen, this is a situation right here where, once again, the American people have to know the truth, what's going on. And listen, and when you want to talk about, you don't want to put Jim Banks in an investigation. Last time I checked in a court of law, I don't see any indictments. I don't see any subpoena. Well, we have to subpoena you because you are going to be a material witness for this particular case, whatever. There's none of that. They are represented by the people for the people. Jim Banks and Jim Jordan have just as every right to go in there, represent their district, as well as represent the Constitution and these United States of America. They should have due process as Leader McCarthy choose fit, for he wants to pick on his panel. He has the right to do that. He represents the American people by the people, just as well as Speaker Pelosi gets to pick who she wants. So let's put this team together and let's get this out here and let's get it going, because once again, we have to have closure on this for any future elections or anything in our Constitution, in our great republic. If we don't, Sean, it's like everyone's just going to keep scratching your head, pointing fingers at them if they don't get closure with this. So it's very important.
All right, Bruce LeVell joining us live on this. Bruce, we always appreciate hearing from you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks, Sean.